Aloha, everyone. Hope you're having a great weekend. Bottom line is that our market looks good to go. I know on Friday we had a pullback on very heavy volume, but remember, it was quadruple witching. So it happens 4 times a year. This is number two out of the 4 times it's going to happen during the year. And the bottom line is ignore the big, huge volume surge that we saw today. It's quadruple witching. And the bottom line is also we didn't pull back that much from the previous day. As long as we hold these recent lows now, I was first watching the 6.9 lows, but the 6.15 lows are now the most important lows. As long as we hold those on the NASDAQ, we will be under a buy signal. So it can even dip below the 50-day moving average because we have so many strong chart patterns. And also our oscillators, I don't want to get into the technicalities of the lower highs here, whatever. It's not indicating anything. Bottom line is we're not overbought on these oscillators, so there's plenty of room to run on TSV and MACD. So let's not get too, you know, into the intricacies of it not being near the lows or anything like that. Same with stochastics and RSI. You can see that there's room for both of these to run on the upside. So everything looks good there. And then switching over to the S&P 500. Same similar situation. You can see though we're bouncing off oversold conditions with stochastics turning higher. That is definitely bullish short term. RSI, same similar situation. MACD and TSV still trending lower, but the bottom line is, I know I've said that way too many times already in this video lesson. I'll try not to say it again. We are in good conditions with our oscillators, nowhere near overbought, indicating that we have a lot of room to run. The only index that has kind of a situation about it is the Russell 2000. Its MACD and TSV are starting to turn higher. They actually have bullish divergences. TSV really doesn't, but it is trending higher above its average, while the other indexes aren't necessarily doing that. But the bullish divergence in MACD looks good. And here, whenever we look at the stochastics, you can see that it's overbought, and RSI is steadily moving higher. So what we could see is either a rotation into the big caps out of the small caps as this rally gets underway, and or we could be in a situation where overbought stays overbought for a long time, and or maybe we keep rallying on price and we work off the overbought conditions in this oscillator later on. Either way, don't look too much into it. Look at the other indexes. It shows that we have a while to run before we're overbought. And if you look at TSV and MACD and RSI alone on the Russell 2000, there's room for these to run also. So overall, all the indexes look good. The Dow Jones Transportation Average is our weakest index. It is still under a sell condition, but the big move on the Thursday was followed by very little selling on Friday. We're holding up overall, and we continue to hold these lows. We're kind of building out a triple bottom on the 529, 69, and 617 lows. So we'll see if we can hold on that. We get above the 50-day moving average, it goes into a neutral condition. We get above the 200-day moving average, we stay neutral. What I really need to see us break out above these April highs. Then we'll and depending, it's the velocity of the uptrend too. I mean, if we're up through 4% and we take out the 50 and 200-day moving average, for instance, in one day on huge volume, our model will switch to buy. So it's kind of a fluid condition right now, but the S&P 500 is the only model that switched this week, as it switched back to a buy condition on Thursday. I didn't make a video lesson to state that. So S&P 500 is rejoined under buy condition. The New York Stock Exchange and Dow Jones Industrial Average is under a neutral. Dow Jones Transportation Average is under a sell signal. Now we have actually the one instance of why this market should continue to go higher on it by itself is that we continue to have new long signals, and in other markets where we would get new long signals, we would get normally new sell signals, so we replace our sell signals with the new long signals. But a sign of probably how strong this market could get is we continue to get long signals without really receiving any sell signals. The only full sell signal we received on Friday was VIPS. This has been our longest term holding. We have been long since July 17th. And we have a total gain, if we exit here, of 542% on the position. This has been a nearly 2-year long holding. It's going to miss it by 1 month, but unfortunately VIPS is closing below the 200-day moving average, giving a full sell signal. You can do one of three things: sell it all at the open, sell it if it moves below 22.94 and hits 22.95 and hits 22.94, or you can use this low a day here, which is what I'm using as my final sell stop, 22.70. So even though on an end-of-day basis it is a sell, I will hold it. But if it retakes the 50-day moving average and 200-day moving average, I will no longer be tracking it on this website. So VIPS is officially over. We'll do a past big winner video lesson coming up. And then there was also a 50% sell on LXFT. Closing below the 20-day moving average on heavier volume. You can set your sell stop just below the low a day if you're not already out. I was taken out intraday. And then TROV is closing below the 20-day moving average on heavier volume. I did not get out of any as my only sell stop is back here at these lows. But now half will be at these lows. And I think half is now at these lows, but I'm not quite sure. I have to check. But I would think it would be this low a day is what I moved it to, and then this one. Let's see. 1129, and then if this is in the 10, yeah, so that looks right. So 1129, 28, 1128, and then 1075 would be where my two sell stops are on TROV. And once again, more new long positions. They just don't stop. LAD is a Can-Slim quality and perfect speculator quality long position. It's actually in the pre-perfect speculator scan, but if it breaks 120, it will be in the perfect speculator scan. So overall, this is a very, very, very high quality stock. But LAD, 5% long signal. UTHR, also Can-Slim quality, perfect speculator scan quality. It's one of 60 stocks that currently qualify. LAD is one of about 100. But UTHR was recently a new long signal, but unfortunately closed below the 50-day moving average in the low a day at the final sell stop level, forcing us to exit. Of course, it immediately reversed, which is once again another sign of how strong this market is. Normally, whenever you receive a sell signal in a poor or choppy market or one that isn't healthy, our sell signals continue to just fall to pieces, and it's like really smart that we sell when we sell. Instead, every time that we sell, we look like an idiot because it just comes right back and moves higher. So that's a sign of a very, very strong market. We also have ad signals in INTL. By the way, UTHR 5% signal along with LAD. INTL is Can-Slim quality. That was also confirmed in the price volume BOP surge scan, as you can see here. Price volume and BOP all surge, especially a big intraday move. Also, pocket pivot point signal. You'll notice that LAD also had that 2 days in a row, UTHR. And then also ABCW is giving an ad signal. I was shaken out of ABCW because after the first huge up day, I put a sell stop just below the low a day. And damn it if it didn't like just barely clip it. I can't even remember what it was though. 34.99 and it hit 34.92 intraday to knock me out of it. But now here's an ad signal. For me, it's a buyback signal. This is a pocket pivot point signal, big volume, price, BOP surge. Unfortunately, though, volume isn't big enough to make it in the price volume BOP, but it would be in there if I didn't have a volume restriction. But it was in the new 52-week high scan. Very, very thin stock, so limit orders only. 1.5% of account capital in that one. INTL, 1.5% account capital, but INTL is a much preferred long position. Like if you had to force gun to my head which one to pick, it would be INTL. And then also there's two speculative long signals. BLDR, this is going to be a future Can-Slim quality stock. Huge earnings estimates for 2015 and 2016. Blasting out to new highs on a strong volume and BOP surge. Beautiful, beautiful pattern as you can see here. And then HLTH was a recent long signal back here. It looked like it was ready to really break out and produce big moves. It's already moved from November to now up over 500%. So I figured if it makes another move, it could possibly move 500%. Unfortunately, we got knocked out with a small loss. It continued to sell off, and it looked like that was a brilliant decision. Once again, like it should whenever a sell stop hits. But then in another sign of how strong this market is, it immediately got max green BOP again yesterday, reversing higher by 5%. And then on Friday, big move higher, closing higher than where it opened. Big intraday reversal on absolutely huge volume. And max BOP stayed or remained max green. So overall, very nice technical pattern. But you just do not seem to get these in bad markets. This is a byproduct of what should continue to be a strong market. So HLTH and BLDR, that can be 1%. Because they're new longs. ABCW 1.5, INTL 1.5, LAD 5, UTHR 5 if you're not already fully invested, which you should be. And then also QTS could have been a new long signal. So even if you're not long, you could consider QTS, NVIV, all of these very, very strong technical patterns, and SHLX. That's probably the favorite one that I'm passing on. Watch it be the best one on Monday.